All right. Well, hello everybody. I think we're going. I hope we're going. Um, I'm just looking at here real quick, and it appears that we're going. Let's see. Turn that off. As usual, I'm a minute or two behind today. Gotta see what's going on with my people. Delilah. I hope you guys don't start today. All right. Let's see. You know, it's just the usual. Just a little bit behind. Actually, I think last week I was on time, or a couple minutes early. So here we go. Just got to get this done. I was going to have everything done on time, and I went to go get my beverage ready. And, I guess I was going to say striations or whatever you call them, on the cap where they're perforated. There were none of those, so I had to use a trusty butcher's knife and kind of open it up that way. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to run down to the bodega and switch them out. And I was like, you know what? It's already a couple minutes after 7, so I was actually like 7:08. Otherwise, I would have been on time. But, yeah. Oh, I actually have a special beverage to start off the day, which I didn't get yet. Oh, Boo Boo, I should have put you up there so you could talk to everybody. Well, the beverage I was speaking of earlier was Coke. That's my backup glass that I have for when I finish my can. But, come here. Say hi. Come here. Come here. Hi, everybody. Let's have a good chat tonight. Let's be positive. And I love Star Wars. Yay! A little bit kooky, but, we all have our quirks. I guess that's what makes us us. No, so that was Coca-Cola, but I was coming home from the doctor today, and I walked by this place that smelled really good. And I stopped in there and got some empanadas. And then I stopped on the way home, and I picked up some Greek. And I got the lunch special with the Greek platter. So I decided to go with a nice frosty root beer. I don't know if that's how you say it, Anthony, or not. The rest of us probably say root beer. So I can have a drink with y'all, have a beer with y'all. Yeah, so let's crack this bad boy open. Delicioso. And then do you say um, sorry, I was just looking at something. Um, I thought myself and someone else had switched some things around, but I just got a message, not so much. But oh well, what are you gonna do? Oh, Anthony, you use a you have an iPhone, right? Oh no, I thought somebody else that does a live used to do a live stream at 7 was gone for a while, and they came back, and I talked with them. We actually, you did too. We talked with them last week, and they said that they were going to move their live stream to Tuesdays. Otherwise, I was going to stay on Monday and just move mine later on in the evening at around 8:30 or 9. And last week they moved theirs and everything was all right. And then um, their live stream started a couple minutes before mine did. So I would, if I would have known that, I would have bumped mine back a little bit so I could have gone to their live stream and then done mine. But oh, just a little miscommunication, and I'll talk with them. We'll get it figured out for next week. Um, but whatever, it is what it is. So now I know you contacted me a few minutes before we started. Something about make Solo 2 happen. And I was just wondering exactly what that was. Because earlier today, I had sent out um, a message that I was going to be going live today. And if anybody wanted to um, DM me some of their thoughts on the rumor going around that there was a spin-off of Solo in the works. Whether or not they're going to bring back, I'm just using character names because it's easier, because I don't know if it goes to TV, if whatever, if they're going to bring back Chewie and Han. Is it going to be live action? Is it going to be a cartoon? Is it going to be a kid's cartoon? Is it going to be more of an adult cartoon? Um, then a spin-off. Is it going to be dealing with Crimson Dawn and Kira? Well, because as far as I know, the rumor was a spin-off of Solo. Um, that's why I was just wondering what people were thinking about if it's a spin-off, what it would be. Would it include Han and Chewie? Would they just make quick appearances where you wouldn't need um, the actual actors in there? You just have the back shots of them, or I mean, this is one of those things where it's endless possibilities, and that's why I like to be able to just talk about the what ifs, or what do you think about this, or what do you think about that. Um, and whatever happens, happens, and I'm going to be happy with it. It doesn't really matter what, you know. I don't work for Lucasfilm, so if they don't take my idea, or I'm telling you this week what I'd like to see, and next week I could tell you 10 different things and not even tell you what I tell you today, because you know it's just the way it is. Um, we have quiet. What's it going to be? If they don't bring back the actors, I know Ray Park's been saying he wants to come back, he'll do it. So you got him down if it's going to be something to do with Maul. Um, what are you going to do with? I think a lot of people are saying a spinoff because they don't want to do a Han. Disney doesn't want to do a Han one because Solo only made $500 million. It's a failure. I don't know what other film could make $500 million and be a failure, really. If Disney wouldn't have, or Lucasfilm wouldn't have messed it up anyways, whatever. Um, we're positive around here. So, you have any ideas, Rural Farm Boy, on what we could see? I know you don't like to speculate. You're saying that you read it was going to be live action? I mean, because you could do the adventures of Chewie and Han. Um, they could crisscross with Kenobi, even though they never meet, and still this says we don't know what time frame Kenobi's going to be. Um, you know, I mean, we know when it takes place, but if Kenobi is taking place, he can have memories or flashbacks where he goes off world, so he never actually has to leave, and he can stay there protecting Luke. But he's not Luke's babysitter. He's not always constantly there. He's off doing other things on Tatooine, if not off planet. So I'm not really sure how that would play out, but there has to be a reason that Kenobi knows Mos Eisley is, you'll never find another hive of another wretched hive of scum and villainy, or whatever it is. Um, he's obviously been there. He's been dealing with people there. Um, so not really sure how. Not that I think Han and Obi-Wan would ever have direct links, but Han could have run a mission for Jabba, um, that somehow ties into something that Obi-Wan has a hand in or plays a part in, whether it's, helping it or foiling it. Um, but then getting back to Solo, I was actually thinking, well, obviously today, because it came out today, I think it was last night or today, I don't know. Kind of, my Star Wars kind of mixes in within a day or two of each other when the stories come out. But they could do, what if they did stories that weren't necessarily intertwined? Um, this is, or weren't vital with each other, but this story takes place at Mos Eisley, and the reason I'm using that is because there was rumors last year of them having the Mos Eisley, of a movie or some type of production taking place at Mos Eisley that they canned because of Solo's poor performance. And I'm only saying poor performance, obviously, because that's what they're saying. They came out and said it performed poorly because it only did $500 million. Not intertwined, like it doesn't go from week to week, where you might not have Han, or you might not have Crimson Dawn every week, but like a series of short stories that Mos Eisley is the focal point or the center for. But if you missed 1 week, you're not out of it. This action takes place this week, and the one story might be the 1 week it could be 39 minutes, and the next could be an hour and 12 minutes, just because you don't have now the set sitcom and commercials to fill in. You are just telling the stories, but they really, if you miss a week, you're not out of it. Not that that's really going to happen because you have a streaming service, so you can always catch up. But they're independent of each other, or don't really focus that much on each other. I was thinking about that today because there's a show on Netflix. It's like 5 or 6 seasons into it. It's called Black Mirror. My girlfriend and I started watching it a couple months ago, and it's all about technology. And how technology in the future, although it seems to be good, is actually bad. Like the fact that now anything that happens in our world, we know in an instant. And everyone has access to everything we've done or said in the last however many years. If you put it on, once this goes live, even when I take it off, somebody's still going to be able to find it. It's out there somewhere. So if I say something or someone types something, someone's always going to know and be able to find it. But yeah, they don't have to. They can be giving us. They don't have to be characters we know. And there doesn't have to be one character as a center point. I'm not necessarily. See, I'm going off on my tangents here. Whereas we're talking about the Solo 2 possible make Solo 2 happen on Disney Plus, or the it's rumored to be a spin-off, and what different things or ways they could bring those to us. And I'm just going off on different kinds of shows. But they could, the bar at the corner of my block, that could be the focal point. And then my life story, or what my story gets told this week, and some other guy's story gets told this week, and at the end of however many episodes, that last episode they show how they're intertwined, or they really have nothing to do with each other. They're just stories that happen to take place in Star Wars in space, because there's a lot of shows out there that I know Seinfeld was a TV show about nothing. You had those focused on the characters, but like I was saying, that one on Netflix, Black Mirror, they're all just independent stories and don't really have anything to do with each other. And then every once in a while, in an episode, there will be a scene that someone went to the doctor's office, and it ends up that the sales rep that was in episode number 2 that they dealt with is selling these things to the doctor who is in this episode, who ends up giving them to the guy who's in episode 8. So they're irrelevant with each other. It doesn't really matter. Anyone could have been or done something. They just kind of tie together like that. Like, oh, I remember that guy. It's from that. Or I remember this person. Kind of like in Rogue One, where you had the doctor and his friend bump into. I'm trying to think of the scene right now. I haven't really watched Rogue One. Rogue One's probably my least watched Star Wars film. Yeah, but I mean, that's eventually the stories are. You got to have something a little bit different. I know it's not Lucasfilm, it's Marvel, but Marvel has a new show coming out that's going to be on Disney Plus. And I forget the name of it, but it's like a sitcom or something like that. With the one, I'm not I like Marvel. I watch the movies, but I couldn't tell you about comic books or really any plot lines or anything. The one lady, I think she's a witch. White Witch or Scarlet Witch or something like that. It's going to be something to do with that. I'm not really sure. But it's more of a sitcom, so it's not going to be story driven. But why not just take space people's lives and tell the story of space people? I'm just using an example. They all fall under the same parent company, so if Disney sees Marvel doing one thing, Disney's going to think that Lucasfilm can do the same thing. And I'm not saying that they can, but not everything has to be a drama, um, or they're Lucasfilm's gonna eventually venture out and not have um, character based. Mos Eisley Cantina's the character. That's the main component. Um, and then we just see these people that end up going to the cantina, and we learn their stories. Um, so instead of having an 8-part series or um, 12 episodes of a series or whatever it's going to be, you're just getting these little bits and pieces of, you know, out of a 45-minute show, the first 10 or 15 minutes are, or I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes introducing you to the person, or you might not get introduced till the middle, depending on how the person writes. You might just jump right into the heist they're working on, or whatever is going on in their life, or whatever it is. I don't know. Just trying to think outside the box here, and you know, if they're going to be filling us with live action, if we're going to have a live action series going pretty much nonstop, um, you know, 3 or 4 of them a year, they're going to have to come up with eventually new characters. They can't keep doing the same ones like they're doing with the Mandalorian, but they're also using a storyline that we know. Um, we know about the Mandalorians. We don't know what happens in this program. We don't know what happens after Return of the Jedi. This is a little bit of something that we're going to be finding out. Um, so, oh, Rez, you missed it. I'm having a beer with you guys today. A mug, root beer. Um, I don't know. I just think that they're Lucasfilm is just going to have to do more than story based, um, story driven content um, that goes weekly per episode, whether it's a short run series or multi seasonal series. Just to, keep the spice of life, keep it going. Um, oh, and the majority of the people, if you would have asked them a couple years back, do you think we're ever going to get Disney TV shows or Star Wars TV shows or Lucasfilm TV shows or whatever you want to call it? Um, Most people would have said no. How are you going to do? How are you going to do it? Um, I would have still said no. I don't think we're ever going to see it, but I'd be one of the first ones to hop on and say, yeah, let's see what you got. Let's give it to me. Um, I don't know what's going on here. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to think, what could they be thinking of? And I don't think they're just going to be going with all the same. So far, all of the we never thought we'd get TV, so now we have TV. But the TV we're getting is all the same as the movies, being that um, the characters are from the movies or they take place during the movies. Um, you know, the Resistance cartoon. I mean, I know it's a cartoon, but it's the it's a show about um, a mechanic who does a little bit of spying, where most of everything else, you'd think that it would be a spy that does a little bit of mechanic work. I'm trying to get this going, because I think we're going to probably have some. Oh, I don't know what that is. We're probably going to have some unboxing to do here in a little bit. Oh, I love Resistance too. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago when they announced it that, you know, I wish it was still going to be going, but it's kind of hard to have a Resistance TV show when we all think that the First Order is going to be winning, or the First Order is going to be losing. So who are they going to be fighting then? Um, that's where I was saying I think that they're going to have like a spin-off um, of the Resistance, and it is going to be some of the characters that were in Resistance. I'm not really sure what role or what's going to be happening with them, but if they want to show them how they are restarting um, the government and the galaxy without the Skywalkers. If this is going to be the end of the Skywalker saga, which it's not going to be the end of the Skywalker saga, but anyways, um, you know, or do they keep it where they're hunting down um, people that are left from the First Order? Is Tam? What happens with Tam? We have to find that out still um, in the show and in the movie. Well, not necessarily that she'll be in the movie, but we need to find out what happens in the movie so that we can find out um, what happens. I'm just going to have to restart this. Yeah, you say it, but see, now you say all stories got to come to an end. In 1983, um, we thought, or 1984, we thought it was the end of Star Wars. And then again in 2005, we thought it was the end of Star Wars. And now we're being told it's the end of Star Wars. But we were also told that it was the end of Star Wars those other times too. Um, and we don't know who is the rise of Skywalker. Is that story going to continue? Whether it's in a few years, or they tell it in 15 or 20 years, or it goes on to books that take place in a few years after that. I really don't believe that the Skywalker that this story's done. Um, your main characters may be done. Um, I was thinking the other day too. Um, but now the story's got to end. If Luke is a Force ghost, why can't he talk to somebody in 40 years from now? Then the story's not really done. When I have kids and they're my age, how do I know there's not going to be a Star Wars movie that Luke comes and talks to them in? Or if Rey becomes if we find out Rey's a Skywalker, or if Rey takes the name of Skywalker, or if Skywalkers are the new Jedis, the story's not done there. I mean, if they make, once again, it's all speculation, everybody guessing what the rise of Skywalker means. Any of those three things, no matter how plausible they are, if they are to happen, that story's still ongoing and going to keep being retold. They might not be adding on to the story, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna. There's still books they can write about what happened in between the last or I can't even talk right now. Um, there's nothing to stop them from putting out. I mean, the Mandalorian's part of the Skywalker story. It takes place during the Skywalker saga. So that's adding to the story. If they're gonna um, mention, anything about the stories and another story, that story's adding to the story. Um, all right, we'll see. So hang on. Now, what were you saying about? Something about. Um, yeah, with just with Solo too. You know, from what I read, Solo 2 was going to be, they were going to be doing a spin-off type show, or they were going to be doing a spin-off of Solo, not necessarily a Solo 2. Um, so yeah, that's it. Did you guys read the Snoke comic, or you heard about the Snoke comic? And where it's some of the things that are taking place in it, and I haven't read it either. Um, I just heard, but I'm interested now because with people that are, um, I was saying in a live chat the other day, um, you know, I don't know why they had to go to Dagobah. There's so many other places in the galaxy that have to be force sensitive. Um, but why does everyone have to be related? Why does everything have to be connected? Give us something we don't know yet or haven't seen yet. But I guess, it kind of proves a point or comes home. Going where they did. Um, I guess. Um, it's kind of hard because I didn't read it. I didn't even look it up to see if I can get it on um, my comic book, my online comic book um, feed that I have. That I don't think I talked about. I was going to talk about the last 2 weeks. The guys from Broaxium gave me some comics to get started with, which is good because they know what I like. So they're like, okay, start with these ones and start with this. And other people they know, they've said, okay, you're going to want, to start with this and start, the different ones they told me, because, different personalities, whatever, different things you like. Just like when people ask me, well, I haven't read any books yet. What book should I read? Well, it all depends on, um, what you're into, what you like. But they told me, so I started looking up what the comic books they told me about, and then I couldn't find them. And I was going, through my comic book store and their email and going through everything and all this all the other crap. Um, and they were like, no, check this out. And they gave me a website. It's I got a free trial through Amazon, and then it's like $5 a month, and I have access to tons of comics, a bunch of older comics. Um, the newer ones, not so much, but I don't have to go hunt down the comic books. I'm pretty sure just order them and, get them to show up on um, my laptop. But I'm still going through all the back ones that I want to read to add to the story. And then I want to do, they have the sets with the resistance and whatever, go through all those. But I'll never be able to go through all the comics, not the way they're putting them out now, and all the back ones. Not even going to all the comics, but just the ones that are canon would still take me forever to read, even if I was reading a couple of them a day. Especially the way they're pumping them out, a couple a week now. all different storylines and whatnot. Hey, what's going on, Indo? How you doing today? Oh, so I didn't tell you guys. I won a poster from the Mandalorian watch. I didn't really even remember they had something, and it was you know, follow and retweet or whatever, and I already followed them. Um, oh yeah, watch some Raw. I like wrestling. I'm a big fan. I just I watched wrestling a lot as a kid growing up, and then I watched it the NWO time, and um, kind of got out of it for a bunch of years, and then a couple years ago when they were in New York for SummerSlam and something else, I started watching. Um, but started watching them again because I met a lot of the guys because they were at the hotel they were staying at, and I was like, oh, let's get the pay per view, and it's cheaper to get the WWE network than it is to um, order a pay per view. So I got the WWE network for a couple months, and all I did was watch old wrestling. Um, but yeah, man, if you like wrestling, go ahead and watch wrestling. Who cares? It's just, you know, some of the storylines they have now, or I should say recently, some of the storylines they've had um, were pretty much garbage. Um, but you know, Vince McMahon brought back some heavy hitters to start writing again for him, so hopefully it gets better. If it gets better, let me know. I'll have to take a gander over at that again. I've actually not opened the poster yet. It just came today. So yeah, no, I was at work and I got a message from them saying that I won the contest, that I got the poster with a picture of it, and I was like, I don't even remember. And then I looked and it was like, just retweet this or whatever, and you're entered to retweet and follow, and you're entered to win. I mean, I would have retweeted anyways, even if they, said, uh, please retweet this for us. We want to, get more out there, share it. I would have retweeted it for them. No, there'll never be another attitude era like wrestling. But see, it's like when wrestling first became big in the 80s, um, with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, um, and then you had the Attitude Era. In between there, you had, well, the Attitude Era came out because they had to compete with WCW. Um, but yeah, I mean, you can take any section of wrestling in a few year period, um, except for really the last couple years, and it's pretty good. That's why they keep going back to guys that haven't wrestled in 20 years and bringing them back to wrestle for a day or two just to get them going. But no, that poster, I want to open that up by itself. Just like that book that I've been saying for 3 weeks I'm going to do a video on. So, that book that you guys have been wanting me to open up, that I haven't opened up. But I should probably do it soon, because I think it comes out today or tomorrow. So maybe I'll do it tonight. But I think we should do a mystery box. Or a smuggler's bounty box. And then see where we're at from there. Oh, what am I doing? Alright. See it, retweet it. Especially now with, that was, that took up the majority of this chat was speculating without speculating what's going to happen with, Solo and the movie or the TV series or the spin-off. I'm actually going to open up this book first. Just to see. Because I opened up that book yesterday. I don't know if this one goes along with it. Oh no, I'm way off on that one. This is the Ken Knapp book that he wrote. Why We Love Star Wars, the great moments that built a galaxy far, far away. And I don't really know anything about it. I mean, I know who Ken Knapp is. But it seems like it's a bunch of little tiny chapters. Like 60 or 70 chapters, and it just takes the Chosen One, the prophecy at the center of it all. Yoda faces Dooku. It just kind of breaks down little tiny sections of Star Wars things, I guess you'd say. All right, let's go with Oh, and I don't know. I don't think Rez is still in here. Mr. Rez is gone, I believe. But oh, did you just pop back in, or were you just being quiet? I'm not really sure. Okay, that was weird because I just said it, and he came in. So I know it was you that I always say asks about my shirts, and I don't think it was. All right, we got more unboxing coming. This is, get that on there. I don't know if you can see it or not because I can't see it. See, I'm sitting here waiting. I don't know if you can read that or not. I went with orange because of the orange. And yellow, I didn't know it would be the exact same orange. Um, but it's the Sith List podcast. Um, yeah, I picked up. That's one of the shirts I picked up from them. I also got another one of them, their shirts, and it was I got a Contact T Public. It's the Voltron shirt they have, but it's off center by about 2 inches, which I didn't realize until I got home yesterday. And like the top of the sword's centered, but it comes down over here. That should be in the middle. So, anyways, yeah, I got to contact them. It's messed up. All right. Oh, jeez. You people can't give me a second to go on tangents at all. Okay. So, we have a Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty box. I am not sure when it's from, or I should say the month that it's from, but it has the Wookiee on there. So, everyone tells me how good these boxes used to be when Funko had them. I mean, Funko still does them, but they no longer, they sold them off or put that part to Amazon. And Amazon does the distribution now for them. And everyone claims they suck now compared to how they used to be. So, oh boy, you're all in the way, but it's okay. All right. Well, we have a T-shirt. Let the Wookiee win. And we have Chewie on there with playing Drajak, the Star Wars chess game. We have a Wookiee mini mystery. I don't know if you guys can see that all right. I hope you can. I had it better the first time, but you get it. Then we have a Chewbacca Funko with a breathing mask and his bowcaster. You can see that pretty good. It's got the guys on the back. It's exclusive to Smuggler's Bounty. And then the last thing in this box, is a pint glass. We got Chewie with a Porg. Looking like he's ready to kick some ass. That is pretty sweet. I am extremely happy with this box. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how those other boxes, got a couple other boxes sitting in the closet up there. I don't know how those are, but I'm pretty happy with what the box opened up last week or 2 weeks ago for y'all, and then this one. Oh, the one last week had 2 pops in it. Those were both nice. I had a T-shirt that one before that. This one, it's a pretty cool pop. I mean, Chewbacca's my favorite character. I've said it before. It's like I love Gamorrean Guards because I think that was one of the toys I had growing up, and that was the coolest guy, just because they were the most badass. They had the axes and weapons and everything. Maybe it was part of the calling with the 2-1B droid. I remember having the 2-1B droid. It was one of the first action figures or toys that I had. The Black Series things I got, the first ones I was getting, aside from the convention exclusives, just because they're kind of badass and cooler. The individual Black Series ones that I got were ones that, like the AT-AT driver or the AT-AT driver, whoever you are, however you want to say it, or, the debate goes on. Hey, for 25% of my life, I wasn't a Northerner, so. And it's weird, too. Anyways, it was just like the AT-AT driver. That was one of the first ones I tried to pick up or try to find. Because I remember I never had an AT-AT, but I had the driver or the pilot or, just things like that. So it's like Chewbacca was always my favorite. Even though it's not the Chewbacca channel, it's the TooMedToo channel, but, whatever. All right. We're going to do one more book. Okay, here we go. Huh. Solo, Tales from Vandor. Han Solo wasn't always a rebel hero. He began his journey as a kid who wanted to escape his homeworld and the Imperial military. Together with Chewbacca the Wookiee, Han traveled to Vandor and encountered adventures. Blah blah blah. It just goes on. Um, it's Solo. It's pretty much like just looking at it really quick. It's like Solo the Solo story, just in a book, because maybe not the whole story, just part of it really quick. All right, we'll do one more. Oh, hey, Lego Builder. Glad you could join us. We're done with most of our chat. Just moved on to helping me clear out some space. All right, it's about time. That's 4 books I've opened trying to get to this one. Last week, what did we have? Be More Vader. This week we have Be More Yoda. Whether you are tackling impossible deadlines, coping with relationship struggles, or simply trying to save the galaxy from your overbearing father, just take a pause and ask yourself, what would Yoda do? Inspiring words of wisdom from Master Yoda, and a host of other Star Wars mentors will guide you to a more mindful and fulfilling path in life, making you one with the Force. We will. I mean, so first one I open up to is this. Them on Dagobah. Face up to new challenges, even though it's not in the original movie, but we'll go with it. You're focusing on the negative, Anakin. Beware of your thoughts. Something like that. Lego Builder, I have no idea what you're talking about because all I talk about is Star Wars. So if you had something happen with you and somebody on Discord, I don't really know about that, and you don't need to talk about that in here because this is a positive place. So, you had a problem with somebody on Discord. I don't know who it was. I don't really care. You can, talk to me on Discord about it, but You don't need to do it in here. Here we just talk about Star Wars. All right. Well, I was gonna say that was gonna be it for today, but I have one more box over here. I don't think it's the box that I've been trying to open it up. And just seeing where we were um, with, I can just tell by the color of this, I know what book it is already. But I told y'all I had a ton of boxes sitting around, and they're all in order from when they came from Amazon. So you can probably guess what kind of box this is, or what kind of book this is. We have Star Wars Icons, Han Solo. Yeah, I'm, oh, I guess I didn't give you a good view of it. Um, Smuggler, Rogue, Hero of the Rebellion, Scruffy looking nerf herder. Han Solo has been called all these things, and more, since making his debut in the original Star Wars film back in 1977. 4 decades later, the irresponsible Solo continues to be one of the most iconic and enduring elements in the saga. Then it goes on for a little bit more. But I think this book, I think this one I'll actually put to the side and do a proper um, going through. And just to show you guys that um, there is no shortage of books. My coffee table underneath. Um, Books I have not read yet that have not. I don't think I'm pretty sure I haven't shown you guys any of these. Well, um, there's no shortage because this isn't even a quarter of them um, that are underneath my table. Star Wars propaganda, Force Awakens cross sections, The Art of Dave Dorman, Secrets of Droids, Revenge of the Sith, Rebels, Magic of Myth, The Art of Solo. They're awfully dusty. And not at all how books should be stored. The Official Guide to Solo. Creatures and Aliens. So, yeah, those are all. I think my idea was I opened them up and I was going to, when things got slow again, um, and slow news-wise after Solo, I was going to just start doing a book here and a book there to get some content out. And I started doing the history of, and that was taking me a couple hours a day. A couple being short, probably more like 4 or 5 hours a day for 2 months. And I just, got burnt out and stopped. They've just been sitting there underneath my bookcase. So I guess, and I still have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes from Amazon itself, and probably another, I don't know, I'm guessing 20 envelope type things stashed between here and there. To open up before we start hitting these up. So, we have enough to go through. We don't have to worry about that for quite a while. Not to mention all the books that are coming out and all this stuff. I think there's probably not like novels, but like art of books and encyclopedias, making of, whatever. Probably about 10 or 15 of those books coming out that I have pre-ordered from off of Amazon. So even if I can't find anything to talk about, I can still talk about books. We got another month of Smuggler's Bounty boxes to go through, and another. Yeah, we're good till next year probably. At least before we even start hitting up this my my underneath my coffee table. And there's still a bunch more down there that I didn't pull up just because I was, I think y'all got the point. So, some of it I'll do in the chat. Like that Icons book, I'll probably pull out and do a video on. Oh, Lego, you're gonna have to take a picture and show me on Discord that lamp. This is all I really have. I got my Millennium Falcon. I think the batteries are dead on it. Oh no, there you go. I don't know if you can see that or not. But now I don't know how to turn it off. It does say low battery on it, but it's not going to run out anytime soon. I'll just turn the volume down on it. But yeah, man, you'll have to show me that lamp, and I'll put the lamp up in one of the corners, um, one of the times of my thumbnail. Oh, I forgot to say too. I know I've been trying to talk about comics for 2 weeks and I keep forgetting to do it. Um, so with like the whole, I don't know, when was the Hasbro Pulse um, thing that you could buy? Was I bitching about that last week? Was that one of the things I was trying not to go crazy about? My hair's a mess. I need a haircut. I've been saying that since I started this live stream. But so the only thing I could get was the 3-pack of um, 3 3/4 inch, and I couldn't get the Sith Trooper. Well, the next day I got the San Diego Comic-Con Sith Trooper. Although I ordered 2 of them, when I checked out, it only let me buy 1. So I'm guessing I got the last one, or was one of the people to get the last one, because people were going and checking out and when putting their credit card information, and when they were hitting, the final button or whatever it was, sorry, sold out. So I don't know if I was just lucky enough to get in and I had 2 in my cart and I got the last one or whatever it was. But I got one of them. I didn't get the Boba Fett though. That was sold out immediately. And I don't know what I'm going to do to get that, because they're going for, it was $24. It's $80 or $90 right now, the cheapest one you can find on eBay. And I'm hoping after Christmas, that it will be come down in price. I think after all the conventions are done and Christmas is over with, a lot of the prices drop down a little bit. But we'll see. And I got my Darth Maul from Celebration. That was one of the ones. I don't really care about the stickers on stuff, like this one from San Diego Comic-Con, the Sith Trooper. I don't think it has the sticker on it. I don't care. I just want that one because it's the one that folds out and has like the 8 different weapons or 10 different weapons, where the regular Sith Troopers just coming with a gun. I have those ordered too, but that's neither here nor there. I wanted the Darth Maul Funko from Celebration with the Celebration sticker on it because I went to that celebration and it was my first celebration. Next celebration, if I can't get the Funkos that I want, if it's something cool that they have there, I'll probably just pick it up on whatever. It doesn't really matter. I don't know. But being it was my first celebration, I kind of wanted the nostalgia and, that guy was there, blah, whatever. Just rambling on about toys. So those ones I didn't bring over here to open up because I want to do a video on those, opening those up. So a little better picture. I'm not going to open them up. Like, when I say unboxing, I mean like taking out of the box that it comes in and showing you. Not actually taking it out of the Hasbro Black Series box. If I had somewhere to put them, that'd be a different story. But it's easier to just put the boxes on the shelf and stack up the boxes than it is to find room for them. It's this whole spatial thing, but all right. So I think we've gone long enough for today. And what else? Anything else? Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't have it sitting there. See, this is what I have to figure out. That's what I was asking earlier. So I get my notifications from Twitter on my phone. From certain ones. Like right now it just came up Buffalo Sabres, because I'm a Sabres fan. But it usually gives me a bunch of them. Or will let me keep a bunch of them, because I have a few other people on Twitter that I'm friends with or that I follow that I like to, be in the know, see what's going on. But for some reason, my phone died, and when I charged it and started back up, now it just gives me the last one somebody sent me. So if, for example, I was following all 3 of you that are on here right now, and RFB sent me a message, and Lego Builder sent me a message, and Mr. Rez sent me a message, whichever one came last is going to be the only one that shows up, where before it would show up all 3 of them. And I don't know how to change that, and I've been trying to see how to change that. It's like when you get a Gmail notification on your phone. If you get 10 of them, it will hold all 10 of them, or however many it does. This one is just giving me the last one, and I don't know how to fix that. I don't know why people are... Oh, I know why. Kelly Clarkson sent my girlfriend a message today. So my girlfriend keeps sending it to me over and over again. Or something. Nothing to do with anything I was talking about before, but, just my ramblings. But all right. that's going to do it for today, I believe. Sports fans, Star Wars fans, whatever kind of fans you are. All right. With that, I said good day. May the Force be with you. Oh, and that's right. I always got to finish talking after this because it takes like 10 seconds for me to stop this.